Belinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of The Prospect, written by Fleur McDonald and read by Tayla Thomas. To Mike and Donna, who tried to make me a local by taking me to every restaurant in Kalgoorlie, and to those who are precious. Chapter 1. Trespassers prosecuted or shot, whichever comes first. Zara Ellison stared at the handwritten words on the corrugated iron tin. The two-wheel dirt track she'd been nosing her four-wheel drive down was overgrown with spiky bushes and branches, and it was hard to see what lay ahead. Tall blackbutt trees towered above her, long pieces of bark peeling from their trunks, swinging sideways in the breeze. The sign wasn't particularly friendly, but she decided to ignore it and keep heading towards Ted Upton's camp. And perhaps towards her own death by shooting. She took a breath, then put the dual cab back into gear. Hopefully Ted was a listening type of fella, rather than the type who let his gun do the talking first. She really needed to talk to him. On the Utes' passenger seat, her computer and notebook bounced up and down in time with the potholes. Was the need to write a story for the newspaper important enough to lose her life? Apparently so. She needed to prove it to herself and to show her new colleagues that she was a good journalist. The Kalgoorlie rumour mill was awash with speculation that the Prospector was about to shut down. Zara wasn't ready to believe she'd been sent to a newspaper on its last legs and was hedging her bets both ways. No one had said anything to her directly, but she'd heard the whispers around the lunchroom and noticed the anxious lines on Joanna Fiddler's face. As the youngest journalist, Joanna might be the first one let go. Or maybe it would be a longer-employed journo with more experience. They were the expensive ones. Either way, she was concerned. No one in the Kalgoorlie office had been happy when Zara arrived. After the court case, she knew she wasn't welcome at any newspaper. Journalists never give up their sources, and Zara hadn't. Not really, but her evidence had provided enough clues for people to work out who had been feeding information to her. And now the CFO of a national accounting firm was under investigation for breaching confidentiality. Every time Zara thought about the courtroom and the things she'd said, her body flushed with shame. Her heart rate would pick up and nausea flooded through her. God, she wished she could change her testimony. Still, as Jack had told her, you just have to move on and accept what's happened. Easier said than done. He hadn't stuffed up his entire career and been banished to the back blocks. He had, however, given up his job as a detective and gone back into uniform so he could move to Western Australia with her. That was worth a lot to Zara. Back in Adelaide, her colleagues used to greet her with easy smiles and respect, but in Kalgoorlie, the editor, Bruce, and the other journalists dropped their heads to avoid her eyes. They had ignored her for 3 weeks in a row, not offering her coffee when they went on their 4 times a day cafe run, and not inviting her to join them at the bar down the street each night. Yet, why would they? She was tarnished in a way a journo never wanted to be. The office this morning had been as silent and cold as the bush on a winter's eve. So she'd gone to the Tats bar and talked to some of the locals, trying to find a story. Something to redeem herself. One of the men she'd met, Vince, had sent her to Ted, and now she was driving down this potholed road with shrubby bushes, reaching their long tentacles towards her and scratching the sides of the car. She wound the window down and rested her elbow on the ledge. The thrum of the engine vibrating as she listened and watched carefully. No shotgun blasts yet. Tiny birds, no bigger than a fist, trilled. Their
Sample complete. Ready to continue?